Alright, this is the video assignment for Andre Bartley about the presentation about people who are disabled. My take on it, it's more of an aspect that you have to be extremely apathetic and empathetic to be able to go ahead and help these people. Well, not extremely, but to need to go ahead and have the patience to be able to understand what they're dealing with. A lot of this, they went over the details, were mostly about how much they had to go ahead and struggle to be able to get people to understand this, or not to be able to be over helpful for some of the more blinder people, the blinder too, who were on stage today. The one thing I empathized the most was more for the guy who was deaf, who had to go ahead and frustratingly deal with the drive-through, that couldn't comprehend the fact that he couldn't hear the speaker and had to go ahead and talk through the window. I mean, it's more of an aspect that they had to go ahead and grasp it. I kind of personally call that concept an idea of being legally dumb. Basically, a person who follows the rules but can't be flexible enough or comprehensible enough to be able to bend these rules for people who obviously aren't in the state to be able to follow them because of extreme reasons. We have to go ahead and be able to learn how to be able to accommodate with these people, understand with them, and be able to have a form of better communication to be able to help with these people. Most of them, I also had the understanding that most people couldn't be able to go ahead and fully do it for a certain reason. Like, for example, as I said, the person who was deaf, who stated that it'll be much easier to go ahead and have an interpreter there because he understands that not everyone can be able to go ahead and take the time to learn sign language. Personally, though, I do kind of empathize a lot with the blind people for not wanting to have the people to help them too much and them trying to be normal people. Because currently I have that certain situation because I recently became disabled because of my own diagnosis of cancer. Especially with my mother, who was a nurse for 30 years, who constantly worries for me about it. And when my better days treat me like I'm made of glass, but because of the fact that on my worser days, I literally am practically made of glass. But this is my own personal feelings about these aspects. And being the fact that I'm also on their side of it right now, I can really better understand it and be able to go ahead and make a statement onto it as well. So I clearly am on their side. Alright, then that concludes everything. Again, my name is Andre Bartley, as you know. Thank you for listening, and do mind the loud Jamaican music in the background. That's just my father. Anyway, thank you and good night.